The top prospects in the 2024 class are checking in to the All-American Bowl in San Antonio. We'll take you there to hear from some of the best before they officially flip the page to college. Speaking of looking ahead, new year, new class. Our analyst, Smoke Dixon, will highlight some of the names that you need to know in the 2025 cycle. And we're starting off the new year right with a live commitment. Find out where three-star linebacker Deuce Williams picks. All that and more as the college football recruiting show starts right now. Hello and Happy New Year. I'm Emily Proud. It's a new year, but got the same ask. Please subscribe to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. Also hit the like button so we know that you're watching. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to hit the headlines because there are plenty. Just because the early signing period ended, you might have thought that meant that flips were over. That's not the case. We had a major flip happen. Five-star defensive lineman Dominic McKinley flipping from Texas A&M to LSU. It happened this morning at 12:01 a.m. McKinley is the number one player in the state of Louisiana and will now suit up for the hometown school. In transfer portal news, one of the top quarterbacks available, Cam Ward, has declared for the NFL draft. The former Washington State quarterback had a ton of interest and was being pursued heavily from programs like Miami and Florida State, but now he is off to the next level. Meanwhile, the quarterback dominoes, they continue to fall in the portal. DJ Uiagalelei officially committing to Florida State, so they got their quarterback. In addition, former Arkansas quarterback KJ Jefferson has found a landing spot. He has committed to Gus Malzahn and UCF. The All-American Bowl is set to kick off Saturday, and players are officially arriving in San Antonio today, checking in, taking measurements, and, well, talking to us. So I caught up with a few of the top prospects today, and here are some of those conversations. Thrilled to welcome in the number one player in the class of 2024, All-American, five-star Ohio State signee, Jeremiah Smith. Jeremiah, I ran through all of those things, but let's talk about the here and now because you are at the All-American Bowl. So among all the honors that you received this season, what does this one mean to you?
It means a lot. I mean, just to be around a great group of guys. That's All-Americans as well. So, just to be around a lot of great kids that's going to college, going to great Division I colleges and great in their state and their hometown. So, just to be able to bond with these guys is something special for me.
Yeah, you're going to a pretty great college, too, in Ohio State, and just tracking the recruiting process for you, it was pretty wild, I guess, perception-wise, with all the different visits you were taking and the will he or won't we, but ultimately sticking with Ohio State. What was that whole recruitment process like for you?
The recruitment process, it was crazy, like, towards the end. It was a blessing overall. Something I won't forget. I had fun, my recruitment process. I didn't let nobody control my process. I handled it well. A lot of coaches told me that every time I talked to them on the phone. So, just to be able to go through the recruitment process, it's something special to me.
Yeah, it's easy for us to look at your recruitment and say, Ohio State, wide receiver, it's just a match made in heaven, right? But what was it about the Buckeyes that really stood out to you?
The things they're doing at my position at receivers. Just putting them in the first round. You have Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith, and Jett, but then you have Marvin Harrison Jr. going the first round this year, and Mecca up next. And next thing you know, it's gonna be me, Brendan Ennis, Pernell Tate, Marlon Graham. All that's gonna be in there soon. So that's the reason we chose Ohio State. And being coached, to be coached by Coach Hartline.
Yeah, you mentioned all the great wide receivers that have come before you, but what is Jeremiah Smith going to be like at Ohio State? How do you add your extra little spin on things?
Just go to Ohio State and do what I've been doing. Just go out there, don't try to be nobody that I'm not. Just go out there to be Jeremiah Smith. That's the reason why I'm going there. To be, Marvin Harrison Jr., Garrett Wilson. None of them guys. I'm going to Ohio State to be Jeremiah Smith and Jeremiah Smith only. So.
Do you have a favorite Ohio State wide receiver after yourself, of course?
After myself?
Anyone you model your game after, maybe?
before me or like?
Yeah,
Oh,
before
I
you.
said, it's a lot of great. I mean, you got Michael Thomas, you got Chris Carter, you got. I'll go Chris Carter.
Okay.
Or Michael Thomas. Or Michael Thomas.
All right. Yeah, that's a really tough question because there are a lot of great Ohio State wide receivers, and I have no doubt that you will be the next one. Jeremiah, thank you so much for taking the time, and have fun this week.
Thank you.
Excited to welcome in five-star defensive lineman and Florida signee, LJ McCray. LJ, super excited to talk to you. I know it's a pretty busy week down there in San Antonio. Starting with that, I mean, you've been a highly sought-after prospect. We've ranked you really high here at 24/7 Sports, but what does it mean to be considered and invited to the All-American Bowl?
I think it means a lot. I feel like it puts on good for our city. I mean, it's a blessing to get this opportunity to be here.
Yeah, you're getting ready to play in the SEC, so this is certainly a great test to get to go up against some of the best of the best. What are you hoping to show off to America this week?
That I am who I really am, but I mean, I'm just really here to have fun and compete. To be honest, I don't think I have anything to prove to anyone. You can cut on the tape and see everything you need to see, but really just come out here, have fun, and compete.
Yeah, certainly hope this is a fun process for you after, I'm sure, what has been a chaotic few years during the recruiting process and everything that's going on there. I know specifically when it comes to Florida, we were following everything happening on signing day. A lot of decommitments, but you stuck with your verbal commitment. What is it about the Gators that makes you want to suit up for them?
It came down to talking to my family, but really the biggest thing, I couldn't see myself anywhere else, and I feel like I wouldn't be as happy anywhere else. This is my dream school, so just coming here, just dream come true. I feel like that's where this fits me best.
Florida fans were very happy to see you officially signed, so speak to them right now. What kind of player and what kind of person are they getting in you?
Gator Nation, you're gonna get LJ McCray. That's who I'm gonna be. I'll be myself, but we're gonna go out here and we're gonna compete every time. I mean, I feel like you're getting a dog. You're gonna get somebody who's gonna compete and who's gonna play with heart and passion. So let's go do it. Go Gators.
I love it. LJ, thank you so much for the time.
Thank you.
Thrilled to welcome on five-star wide receiver and Texas commit Ryan Wingo. I shouldn't say commit, though. I should officially say signee because that process is officially behind you and you can look forward to the college game. But before you get there, you're here in San Antonio for the All-American Bowl. What does it mean to you to put on that jersey and represent the U.S. as one of the top players in the nation?
Yeah, it means a lot. I think, my brother actually played in this game too, so, kind of be able to go after his footsteps a little bit also, but at the same time, I think it's a lot of great players out here, so it'll be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to compete.
Yeah, would you maybe learn from your brother watching him go through this experience? Any advice for you?
So I was a little younger. I think I was like 2, maybe 3, so I didn't really get to watch him that much. But at the same time, he just kind of told me, like, when you go out there, you just gotta just compete. Don't kind of worry about nothing else. What happened? Like, you drop a ball, just get up, keep playing. Just basically just show up.
Yeah, and you are blazing your own trail too, and will be at the next level when you suit up for Texas. I'm going to be honest with you. Your recruiting process was pretty wild, man. It was fun to watch all the twists and turns that it took, but you officially signed that NLI and you will be suiting up for the Longhorns. How good does it feel to have that process behind you and kind of just focus on football?
I think that's a good way to say it, is be able to focus on football. I think I love it a lot now. Looking back, there was a lot of stuff. Business schools, every week. OVs over the summer, it was draining. So I think just it being kind of over, focus on one school, trying to get that national championship now. So I think that's the biggest thing for me. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, and your next school is fighting for a national championship, getting ready to play in the Sugar Bowl. But you're also going to be part of something pretty unique at Texas, and that is a transition to the SEC. What does it mean to you to be a part of a really new age for the Longhorns?
It's pretty cool, actually. But like I said, to be able to go play, we got to go see Georgia, go see all those top schools. in the SEC next year. So it's going to be a lot of good competition. You know, be able to go out there and have fun, but then at the same time, like I said, go push for that national championship. So.
All right, before I let you go, do you have a Sugar Bowl prediction for us?
Texas by 100.
Texas by 100. I love it. He is ready to be a Longhorn. Ryan, thank you so much for the time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Excited to be joined now by the #1 safety in the 2024 class and Georgia signee, KJ Bolden. KJ, we'll start with where you are and what you're currently doing. I mean, what does it mean to you to be invited to play in the All-American Bowl?
Right now I'm in San Antonio for the All-American, Adidas All-American game. You know, I'm just so grateful for the opportunity. You know, most people don't get this opportunity. So, you know, I'm just really just grateful and I'm blessed, and I'm just going to live it all in.
Yeah, what are you hoping to show to America this week?
You know, just my footwork, you know, my one-on-one skills, you know, just try to get better, tackling-wise, you know, just correct the little things before I get to college and next level.
So before you get to college at the next level, you said that you have officially signed with Georgia, but I got to rewind to signing day because, man, you made some headlines with a major flip. Take me through that. What made that decision so difficult for you down the stretch?
You know, I was locked in with Florida State the whole time. You know, Coach Norvell, I still love Coach Norvell, Coach Sertain, them guys over there. But, you know, Coach Kirby, he just never gave up on me. Even when I committed to Florida State the first time, he texted me a long paragraph telling me he's not going to give up on me. He felt like Georgia's the place for me, you know, where I could do my best to succeed at. So, you know, just staying in contact with him. He just staying in my ear. And then one day I just got that feeling. I was like, I'm just going to stay home. I'm not far from the house. And I could go compete for my hometown state.
What was it like watching that bowl game?
It was crazy because glad I'm not on the other side now because that would have been bad.
Yeah. So now that the decision is over, you have your sights set on being a dog. How good does it feel to just have it all over with and just focus on competing at the next level?
I'm glad it's over with. You know, I didn't think the recruiting process came down like that to like the last minute like that. Like it was crazy how like my phone was just getting blowed up like the last minute like that. So I'm glad to be over with that process. Now I'm just get ready for the next level so I can get stronger, bigger for the next level, and hopefully I can be freshman All-American next year.
Yeah, and real quick, before I let you go, you're going to be competing with a lot of really strong freshmen in this class. We at 24/7 Sports have Georgia as the #1 class in the nation. What do you think about this group of freshmen coming in alongside you?
Oh yeah, we got a lot of dogs actually coming in. This #1 class we're bringing in. We got guys like Ellis, Nitro, you know, Jacoby. You know, we just got a lot of studs all over the field. So I can't wait to get working with these boys. You know, we're gonna take it over.
Well, we can't wait to watch you compete this week and this fall. KJ, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Let's welcome on All-American safety, Zavier Mincey. And Zavier, you've known about this for a little while. You just heard me say it out loud, but what does it mean to finally be there?
It means a lot. It just shows that the hard work that I put in, like throughout these my few high school years, just paying off, getting recognized, and it's just a great feeling.
Yeah, what do you hope to show America this week?
Really that I just belong. Like I know some people may have their doubts and stuff, but just show them like it's real.
Yeah, and a lot of your fellow All-Americans walking around have already signed their NLIs. They're getting ready to suit up for their college team, but you are going to make your decision live during the game. It looks like your finalists are Alabama, Florida, Florida State, and Miami. As we get so close to the finish line for you, what has this recruiting process been like?
At times it can be very stressful, but you just got to take time and just enjoy it. Like it only happens every so often, so you got to take time and enjoy it.
So for all those fans that want to know if he's coming to my school or not, just give us kind of a run through of why you picked those four as your finalists. What did you like so much about those programs?
Like every one of them, like great coaching staff all around. Like there was no bad choice with any school, so that just made the decision even tougher. So every school just winning programs, great coaches.
Yep, you got a lot of great finalists, a lot of great options. Congratulations on being an All-American, and a pre-congratulations for picking your next school of choice. Zavier, thank you so much for being here.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, that was just a taste. I actually talked to 15 guys. You can see all those conversations at 247sports.com, and you should be on that site all the time anyway, because it's a place to be for all things college football, recruiting, and transfer portal. New year, new class. So technically we turn the calendar to 2024, but in the recruiting world, that means we look to the 2025 class. So here are the top guys, a few that you've heard us talk quite a bit about, like the top quarterback and Bryce Underwood, and the top tackle and David Sanders Jr. So we have a whole year practically to introduce you to these guys. But let's give you a little bit of a taste on day one of the new year and welcome in Smoke Dixon here to break down some of the top guys and some guys that maybe aren't the highest ranked, but you need to know the name. Starting at the top, though, Bryce Underwood. He's the #1 quarterback, the #1 player, but what is it that makes him so special?
Well, Happy New Year, first and foremost.
Happy New Year.
You can't start this 2025 class without my #1 guy. This is a game-changing quarterback. Like, what makes him special is he's an athletic quarterback that can play in the pocket and has great pocket presence for a young guy that's an anticipatory thrower of the football, but athletic enough when the play breaks down to be a game changer and create monster plays and explosive plays for touchdowns, just not first downs.
Touchdowns, first downs, they all work. He's a big body guy too, right? How much do you see that kind of in his game?
Well, you see how strong he is in the pocket when you see defenders just grab on him and he just sits there and just shakes them off. Or even when he runs, he's a guy that can run through contact. But when he throws the ball, you can see a guy throwing from power from his toes to his fingertips and drive balls on 20-yard digs and 70-yard bombs.
Speaking of big bodies, David Sanders Jr., at one point, he was considered the #1 player. We continue to churn out those rankings as we get more information from these players, so that could change. He could be the #1 player again. A very important position at offensive tackle, but what makes him such a can't-miss prospect?
He's an athletic phenom in terms of ability with feet, athleticism, twitch, bend from a contact position. That means from the hip through his daggone hands. He's knocking guys back. And when you see a young man that has the ability to make game look easy for him, because when he's pass blocking, he makes those defenders look like they're not even moving, and he's just having his way with them. But his ability to displace other people across from him, defensive linemen that are 200 and 300 pounds, and make it look that easy, this guy, I don't know if it's it can't miss prospect, but he's one of the better prospects in this. And he and Bryce will probably go back and forth on who's 1 or 2 along coming year. But this guy right here, when you look at him, he's a guy that you want protecting Bryce. How about that?
Yeah, I mean, for whatever school ends up with both of those guys, that would be absolutely fantastic. When it comes to the offensive tackle position in particular, though, we talk about this in the transfer portal all the time, in that it's a can't-miss position. But when it comes to developing players, you want to get your offensive tackles out of high school. What kind of guy can he potentially develop into wherever he ends up going?
He can develop into the first offensive lineman coming off the board whenever he gets his 3 years in college, because he's not even close to being development growth period yet in terms of size, but his length, his athleticism, his feet, like I said, his hips, that he generates power from only being a 260 to 70 pound guy. You put 30 to 40 more pounds onto that body and start creating enough weightlifting strength and power movements, you're going to see a dominant type player with mindset and being around the right group of people. And again, the fit for this guy going to the right place is going to mean a ton, because he's a power player that can play in any offense, but you want to get into an offense that gives you NFL type of plays, but give you an RPO world of playing fast and being a guy that's in shape that can play in the passing game and the run game as well too.
Certainly has all the options in the world wherever he decides to go.
All the tools to be great.
All the tools to be great. Yeah, he's not a finished product quite yet, but where he goes will be dependent on
where he can go. Which is the beauty of a young man like that. You get in just a clay that you can sit there and just carve into whatever you want that to be.
Love it. All right, let's talk about some defensive prospects. 4-star edge Marco Jones. He's the number 12 edge prospect in this class, but why is he a name that fans need to know in this class?
Well, he's a guy that is athletic enough to play off of the ball and in coverage, because he also plays tight end, and he's a baseball player as well too. But he also has that edge ability, first step get off, ability to bend, close, and finish with relentless attitude towards the quarterback. But when you see these guys that are edgy, twisty, twitched up guys that can play in space, you can now drop them in coverage. Now you can do a lot of things with these guys and be as exotic as you want to in the front, because they can play off the ball and they can also play defensive end and outside linebacker. So he's a 3-4 or 4-3 seams fit type of guy.
And tight end.
And tight end, because
too.
he can cover it. And when the ball's in the air,
Yeah.
he has good enough hands to catch it.
Yeah, we know those college recruiters love to see the guys with the versatile skill set and can do a lot of different things because they just look at them and think of them as something that they can turn into a great prospect.
Most defensive coordinators are the most creative people. So when you have a guy or a player that is a talentless type of player or a scheme, you can put him in whatever scheme that you want to put him in, and he works for you, the offensive coordinator don't know where he's coming from.
Yeah. All right, I love this next one. The number one player in Kentucky is defensive lineman Austin Alexander. Remember that. The Cats are in it for him, but what kind of difference can he make at the next level, and what makes him so interesting?
Well, first and foremost, pedigree. That's
Yeah.
Shaun Alexander's nephew.
Okay.
But his length, size, first step get off in terms of being a pass rusher. And he has the ability to get up to 280 pounds, meaning that he can play defensive end. You can knock him inside and play defensive tackle because he has that power and length and explosiveness, and he has great feet.
Yeah.
And his attitude towards the game is unmatched because he's been around it for so long. But again, a defensive end that can stand up or put his hand in the ground with his athleticism, like I said, young guys like this you want in your building. And he's just wired right because he comes from a good family.
Yeah, hard to forget that name. Top 10 safety Messiah Delhomme is another guy that you wanted to highlight. What makes him so special?
Athletic, ball skills, instincts, and relentlessness when the ball is in the air and also when the guy's running the ball. He wants to knock you down, hurt you, step on you, and if the ball comes out, he can scoop it and score. He plays offense as well too. And when you get into your defensive back bag, you want defensive backs with ball skills, but he has something that you can't coach, that mom and dad gave him, instincts. When the ball's in the air, he just happens to find it.
I love it. Okay, let's end on somebody that I'm putting on the all-name team. Jett White.
Jett, my boy.
Corner out of Miami. What's so special about the skill set that he possesses?
Size, length, smooth, confident. When I first met this guy, he had the Aaron Jones glasses on, the Oakleys, and he sat there like this and just looked at me. But when you're around a corner like that has length, ball skills, feet, and the ability to get the ball when it's in the air, because he's also a receiver, but the confidence to know that when the ball is in the air and my back is to it, I don't have to panic, I can get the ball. He's a kid that moved from California, now he's down in Miami area, but he comes from a good pedigree as well too. But he's a corner with all the skill sets that you're looking for a corner, from the mental aspect of it, physical aspect of it, from length, size, and ball skills. And he has some instincts. He might be able to play safety at some point too. Scheme versatile player.
Yeah, we were showing highlights when you were showing us what he did when he put his Oakleys on. Can you just do that for us one more time? It was Jett White, right there. No, Smoke Dixon. Thank you so much for being here
Appreciate
and
you.
giving us a good taste of 2025. I'm sure you'll be back on many times throughout the new year. It's day one, but thanks for kicking it off right.
Appreciate you.
I love it. All right, well, we're going to continue the show with something very fun in just a bit. But first, I just want to say thank you because over the holiday season, while we were celebrating the new year and Christmas and all the fun things, you guys gave us something else to celebrate. 300,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed on the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. I hope that we have made it well worth your time, and we're going to continue to make it worth your time because we are seconds away from welcoming Deuce Williams to the show to make his live commitment. Let's tell you a little bit about him. The Shadow Creek linebacker is the number 54 player at his position and is a top 100 player out of the talent-rich state of Texas. Deuce has narrowed down his long list of offers to 5 finalists. You've got Auburn, Baylor, Notre Dame, Oregon, and Texas. So, without further ado, let's welcome on our guest of honor, Deuce Williams. Deuce, I see you got quite the crowd there. But before we find out where you're headed, tell us, how has the recruiting process been for you?
The recruiting process has been amazing. All these different coaches came and recruited me, and I really appreciate them for doing that. I can't thank them enough for this, and I'm ready to make this decision.
I'm sure you are. You're not the only one that's ready, though. You got quite the crowd with you. Before we find out where you're headed, who do you have with you today, and who would you like to thank?
I have all my family and friends, my mom, my dad, my coaches, most of my friends back here. So everyone's here. Oh, my brother. Yeah, my bad. My grandmother. Yeah. So yeah.
All right, you've got a full house there. I'm getting a little nervous, though. I see the confetti cannons. It sounds like we're about to have an exciting announcement. So, Deuce, you have the floor. Tell us where you are headed to play your college ball.
So first and foremost, I want to thank God, my family, my friends, because without them, I wouldn't be here. I want to thank my coaches for pushing me to be at this position. I can't thank them enough. First, I want to thank my mom the most. She's been here the most for me. She's been here through the tough times, the rough times, even at my lowest. Thank my brother for being here, taking me to practice, giving me food all the time. I want to thank my grandmother for always being here when she's dealing with her knee injury, and she's always there for me. Thank my dad. I don't know where he at, but that man, he crazy. But I want to thank him so much for pushing me and being the man I am today. So with all consideration, for the next 3 to 4 years, I'll be taking my talents to Texas University.
We knew those confetti cannons would come out eventually. There you have it, the breaking news. Linebacker Deuce Williams out of Texas has picked the Longhorns. So let's start there. I'm sure it's crazy. I hope you can still hear me. But Deuce, why'd you pick Texas?
Why did I pick Texas? First, it's the relationship I have with the coaches. Coach Shark, Coach K, and Coach Cho. Coach Cho is really my guy. He's a great coach. He's been with me through this whole recruiting process, and I just can't thank him enough for believing in me and choosing me to go along with the Longhorns.
I love it. What kind of player is Coach Sark getting in you?
Oh, he's getting a great player. An even better man, though. I feel like I'm a very good kid. I do my work in my classroom. I have good grades, and I feel like Coach Sark is just getting an amazing player all around.
I love it. That's exactly what coaches love. But we got a lot of fans watching right now, a lot of hook'ems in the chat. So what is your message to Longhorn fans watching?
To the fans, I thank y'all. Y'all have one of the best atmospheres in the whole wide world in college football. It's going to be even better when we head to the SEC. So I can't thank the Longhorn Nations enough. And Longhorn Nation, we coming.
We coming. Deuce, thank you so much for allowing us to be a part of your big day. And one more huge congratulations.
Thank you.
I love it. There you have it. Deuce Williams has officially committed to Texas. Thank you for watching. I hate to do this, but I'm going to ask one more time because that's what I got to do. Hit the like button on the way out. Make sure you are subscribed to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. And one last Happy New Year. I'm Emily Proud, and this is the College Football Recruiting Show.